Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estamos? Bien? Buenísimo. So today was a pretty cool day overall. We went first with plans to go to Cozumel, which is an island which is approximately 40 minutes via ferry from Playa del Carmen. And we actually ended up doing that. Of course, on the pier of Playa del Carmen that faces Cozumel, there are people trying to sell you various ferry tickets. There seems to be two main companies, Ultramar and Windjet. But we ended up going with Windjet because it was slightly cheaper. The person says, oh, I can get you a discount. Oh, well, you speak Spanish. I get you a deeper discount. Of course, I was all in Spanish. So we ended up taking a ferry. I mean, it was $150 each way. $150 for one person there, $150 on the way back, and that's in pesos. Yeah. And then he also mentioned that there's snorkeling. We said, hey, you know what? He said it was snorkeling in a boat with a glass bottom. So we said, you know what? We might as well do that. Why not? We need something to do once we get to Cozumel. And so we ended up paying for that. Total, it was approximately $860 for both of us for the round trip tickets and with the snorkeling / glass bottom boat package included. And then there's a $160 fee, not dollar, but peso fee for snorkeling. So it came out to be approximately a little bit over $1,000. So it's $50 for two people combined. So I mean, it's pretty reasonably priced when a tourist area. So once we get onto the ferry between Playa del Carmen and Cozumel, the ferry is about a 40-minute ride. It doesn't feel like 40 minutes. It felt like 20 minutes. Boats. So the ferry is pretty rocky. So you get the whole sea ferrying experience. So if you're seasick, you better get your doses of scolopamine or scopolamine, however you say it. Or just hopefully fall asleep. But you know what? They actually have barf bags, complimentary. So there's always that. Nothing to worry about there. Yeah, well, the ride was pretty quick. And before we knew it, we were on the coast of Cozumel. And from there, he gave us, we actually got directions from the tour guide or from the salesman from Playa del Carmen of how to find the proper pier on the side of Cozumel for the ferry. And so once we got onto the ferry, it was probably about 12 other people there, some Spanish-speaking people, some English-speaking people, and then there's one kid. Boat was pretty small. That was basically at capacity with the 14 of us in there, 16 of us in there maybe, max. Tour guides were pretty friendly, spoken both Spanish and in English. Obviously, Spanish was the more dominant language, they're more fluent in that language. And, they took decent care of us. As I mentioned yesterday, we did go snorkeling, but this one differed in a number of ways. One, this included 3 sites of snorkeling, 3 distinct regions. And one of them you could actually stand up in the water. So that could be a positive for some people who can't swim. And another thing was different is that they had a life salvavidas. They had like a little lifesaver. That's what you call it. They had a lifesaver, and one of the main hosts of the tour, he would hold on to the salvavidas or the lifesaver or to a string that's attached to it, and all you have to do is hold on to that with your life jacket on, with your snorkeling gear on, the mask, and a little breathing tube. And you could hold on, he would just drag you to wherever you need to go. The funny thing was that the first thing, once he got on the boat and, welcomed everyone, He was like, all right, so can you swim? He asked me and Tamara, hey, you guys swim? And I'm like, bro, why you gotta ask us? Why you gotta ask us first, man? There's like 12, 14 other people, and you can ask us first, man? And you know what I told him? I said, of course I can swim. Because I can't let these stereotypes propagate. You know what I'm saying? It has to end here. No, I'm joking. I was like, bro, I can't swim, dude. In fact, me and Tamara were saying, you know what? Well, let's just look at the glass bottom of the boat, and that's fine. You know, we snorkeled 2 days ago in Tulum, and that's, you know, we've done our snorkeling for the for this vacation. But this tour guide was pretty persistent. He said, you know what? We'll take care of you. You know, we got this lifesaver, and you know, I can teach you how to swim. That's what he actually said. And I'm like, bro, I took swimming lessons, YMCA for like, you know, 3 days, and I still can't really swim that well. But anyway, I digress. So we get to the first site of snorkeling, and you know, Tamara says, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go snorkeling. I said, okay, good luck. But then I looked at myself and I said, you know what? If there's that little lifesaver thing, let me get on there. I can do that too. I'll hang on to it for dear life. And, you know, lo and behold, I ended up doing it. I got in the water, held on to the lifesaver, and I looked down, and I could see all this cool little fishies there, you know. And, you know, it wasn't that bad. It took me a little while to get used to putting my face into the water, but you know, that's a different story, you know what I'm saying? After that, I went to another site, and we went to another site, and yeah, it was pretty cool overall. The whole process took about 2.5 hours, maybe, but overall, it was pretty good. Everyone was pretty pleasant and pretty friendly. We got some pictures taken of us by one of the people who was on the ship or the boat, you know, doing his hustle. He gave us about 25 pictures for 500 pesos, so essentially $25. I said, hey, you know what? Fine, let's do it. And I think the pictures turned out pretty decently. I got to preview them, although they came on a CD, so I gotta find a computer with the CD so I can put them into a format that's actually, you know, of our time. After we got off the boat, or while we were getting off the boat, the host of the tour said, you know, you guys can give us tips. Also, if you want to, you know, take a shower, use the bathroom, and eat, there's a restaurant over yonder. And just let them know that the boat driver sent you here. His name is Jacinto. And so we said, okay. So we actually started walking towards there. And one of these some guy from across the street came up and was like, oh yeah, you guys going up there? Let me take you guys up there. And then he said, who sent you? I said, Jacinto. Oh yeah, his first name is David. His second name is Jacinto. Let me go up, let me show you guys. And he brings us up to this restaurant, and he talks to the lady at the restaurant. And I'm already feeling like this is pretty fishy. No pun intended, because there's seafood at the restaurant. And he says, he's talking to the lady and telling him that, you know, he brought us here basically, when he didn't. And he's trying to convince us, oh yeah, you see at this restaurant, you know, we got burritos and stuff for like $8, you know, $9, $10. And I said, you know what, that's too expensive. You know, in order for us just to use the bathroom, it would have cost some money, or we would have to be paying customers of that institution. So I said, you know what, we'll go somewhere else. This is too expensive. And the guy's tune, his total attitude completely changed. He was like, what? This is too expensive? You're on vacation. You're on vacation. You should be spending money. You're on vacation. What are you doing? If you don't spend money, you know, she's going to find someone else to spend money on you. On her. What are you doing? You know, and how should... And we were walking down the stairs, you know, like, all right, thank you. He kept talking. What are you doing? You know, and how does she support that? Like, how does she tolerate that or whatever? Man, that was funny. He was one of the most comical people I met. After that, we decided to go to another restaurant. And we ended up going to a place that was suggested on a blog site. I can't remember which blog site, but it was called Burrito Gordita. Gorditos. And of course, it's catered to, tourists. Anything on that half of the island, the portion of the island that faces Playa del Carmen, that section is where many cruise ships dock. So they cater to, tourists. So they had burritos. I know burritos aren't 100%, or actually any percent native food of Mexico or anywhere, like Playa del Carmen or Cozumel. But we had burritos, $8, huge burrito, pretty good price for the amount of food. Better than Chipotle, better than Taco Bell. And after that, we chilled out a little bit. Visited one store, got a little piece of chocolate for about $2.50, and then went to a little store that had some blankets and got a small little purse thing. And we watched some kids do some traditional dances as they were practicing. We just walked around a couple of shops. Then we went back to the dock, and we were getting ready to, head back to Playa del Carmen. It's about 6 p.m. Get on the boat, the ferry, and again, it's another short ride. It feels like 20 minutes, but really 40 minutes elapsed. Get off the boat. All right, let's head home. Walking. Then we see some b-boys, break dancers, and that was definitely pretty cool. They were just getting set up, and we ended up practicing with them for about maybe 2 hours or so. Whew! I am so out of shape, man. I couldn't keep up. I was swimming all day and all that stuff, but still. But the b-boys here are pretty cool, really friendly, down to earth. I definitely had fun practicing with them. Met a couple of guys, and yeah, they definitely have some pretty good power here. And little Zoo walked by. Probably had things to do. I didn't want to be a groupie and be like, "Oh my gosh, little Zoo, let me take a picture of you." He's one of the famous break dancers from like Morocco / Austria, I think. Anyway, after that, walked back to the apartment, chatted up a little bit with one of the b-boys, and then now here I am trying to figure out what to do for tomorrow. Got to book a hotel for Cancun and then go from there. Alright, more updates coming up to y'all later. Peace.